In estate planning, I'm often asked to help work on really sticky situations. And one of those sticky situations I see come up over and over again is a second kind of end of life marriage. Imagine you've been married a long time to your spouse, 40, 50 years, and then they pass away and you meet someone special. Now, sometimes people remarry and sometimes they cohabitate or they become registered domestic partners. But I am here to tell you that I have this conversation with clients while they're still married, both still alive, and the response I get is, oh no, I'm never going to be married. I don't need another husband, or I'm not going to get married. I don't need a second wife, another wife. And it happens all the time. I told one client, and she loved her husband so much, and I told her a couple of months after he passed away, I said, one day you might meet that pizza man. And I was joking, a little half joking. And about 2 years later, she emailed me and said, Stephanie, I met the pizza man, and now they're living together. And one of the things we addressed when he moved in with her is who's going to be responsible for the house if she predeceased him. So imagine a situation where new husband, new wife, they both have their own houses, but then they decide we don't need two houses, we want to move in together. And so husband sells his house and moves in with wife. Well, now he doesn't have a house to go back to. And if wife passes away 3 or 4 years later, it could be that the wife's kids want the husband out. And he doesn't have a place to go if he sold his other house. So what are the obligations that surviving husband has to wife's kids vis-a-vis the house? And one suggestion for you to consider in this situation is doing a right of occupancy. Maybe you give the husband 5 years or 7 years to stay in the house so that they don't feel so pressured to leave right away. I mean, can you imagine living in a house with your new spouse for 10 years and then they pass away suddenly and now the kids come and they want to take everything out of the house, they want to move you out? It's very stressful, and it could be avoided if you thoughtfully think this through and put your position in writing. And so some of the things to think about: who's responsible for bills, basic bills, and taxes, insurance, maintenance, gardening, routine maintenance on the house. But more importantly, who's going to be responsible for capital expenditures? A new roof, a new water heater. Is the surviving spouse going to pay for that, even if they don't inherit the house? Or the children going to pay for that, even if they don't have access to living in the house or selling it? So these are all things that we could work through and put on paper. And so much of estate planning is just trying to have cohesive, good relationships so that everyone sees what their responsibilities are, how they can honor your wishes and interact with each other, and there's not a vacuum where people rush in and have a Monday morning quarterback about what they think you would have wanted. So if this situation applies to you, give it some thought. I hope you found this information helpful. Thank you so much for watching.